So I'm here with my new friends Andrea and Lian, and I was curious to get your perspective on a few things because a few months ago you left Germany and started living your life in an unusual way, and I'd be curious to hear about the way you live and travel and how Lian gets his information or his education. So what can you tell me in your story?
Okay. Yes, okay. I don't know exactly where to start. I think the beginning was that Lian was very unhappy in school. So that was the beginning. And he was also frustrated, and after 3 years of being frustrated in school, I started thinking how I could change our life and how I can, if it's possible to live without going to school. So that was the first thought. But at this time, it was not really possible for me because there are too many limitations in my mind to realize that, to change our life. So it took a little time, a process, started thinking and having much input and meeting people, talking about these things, if it's possible to stay in Germany but not send him to school, or do I have to move? And one of my biggest wishes ever was to travel the world. So after a time, these two things, how do you say?
Aligned.
Yes. That was the beginning, and it was another process, a big process, and and one day it was just happening. I quit my job, my flat, Lian's school, all in one day.
Wow.
It was just a special point, and then it was completely clear for me to do that I have to leave Germany, because in Germany you have to go to school. It's no way to say, no, I don't want my child to go to school. So it was clear that we have to leave Germany, and I wanted to leave Germany because I wanted to discover this beautiful world. So that was the beginning, and then many things happened. Many people helped us realizing that. And then we started. Somebody gave us a flight ticket.
Somebody gave you?
Yes,
wow.
really.
Okay.
Because I was a single mom, and I was working all the time, and like 35 hours a week, and I didn't have the time. It was not possible to save some money for us. So there was also Lian, and so we didn't really have the money to do this crazy thing. But anyway, I did because I wanted to.
Okay, and so you found a way and had some good fortune.
I sold all my things, all my stuff. So all I have now is 2 boxes of things. That's all left from a 4-room apartment. And then we started, and we got this flight ticket, and we started on the Maldives.
The Maldives.
Maldives.
Maldives. Maldives.
Maldives. Come here,
take a seat, Lian.
Come here, Maldives. Come here.
Okay. Well, so you mentioned about the limiting beliefs that you had. And you were, well, you thought that such things weren't possible, but eventually you came to see that they were possible. So how did you get over that?
I think there is a right time for everything. So if you are ready to grow, to be more open-minded, many doors open, and you meet the right people, and maybe you read a book or you meet somebody in person or something like that, and these people are talking about these things, and they tell you exactly what you need to hear at this time. So that was the case, and
so which books did you read?
In my case, it was not a book, it was this Facebook group I told you about. So I could read many inspiring stories.
What's the name of the group?
This Do What You Love group, founded by this guy I told you about, Sandens is his name, and he's traveling around the world since 20 years with his 6 children. And it was exactly the same story. They lived in UK and they left UK one day because they didn't want to have this kind of life, like working from 9 to 5 and never having enough money and all that thing. So and I read all these inspiring stories about these people in these groups talking about their lives on the road or traveling. So I thought, okay, if they can do, I can do.
So you saw the real life examples, and that started to change your mentality of what
and the other thing was that once I realized that there is no failure possible, because at every time, if it's not working for you, or if you're feeling I don't like it, or it's too stressful for me, or it don't work, so you at every time you can go back. There is nothing wrong about that. So you just did a nice experience.
You
had a nice experience, and you can return at every time.
Lian, do you want to come sit with us and tell us about what happened from your point of view?
Yes, I was all the days in school, and it was not nice for me. I'm coming at home, and I'm thinking all the days I want to do something, but I can't. I'm in school at the morning time, and normally I always thinking, okay, I want to do something. I want to go somewhere. I want to go in a water park. I want to go somewhere another, but I can't. I can't go somewhere. Always school. Only only at 2 days in the week I can go. So
do you think that like traveling the world is a better way of learning?
Yes.
What kind of things have you learned since you left Germany?
I meet nice people. Yes, it's very nice.
So a lot of social skills that you pick up.
And of course your wonderful English, which is absolutely the yellow from the egg. Come here.
Yellow from the egg.
Come here.
You're going to be out of the frame now because you just adjusted the zoom.
But
Okay. That's better. Yellow from the egg, it's a German expression, so as you were telling me. So, so you picked up your English while you were traveling, or you started learning English in Germany and you've got better?
Yes, I was 3 years in school and learned hello and goodbye, and now I am...
Oh, but that was not the school's fault, because you were not interested in talking English, because you didn't have to.
But they're only singing songs like, oh baby, asexual healing.
It's a great family.
Please.
No, they don't sing about sexual healing, Marvin Gaye in school, I'm sure.
Classic track. Cool. Yeah, well, that's a thing too. Like you said, well, it was his fault for not having the motivation. But that's the system that you have when you're in school. It's not obvious why you should be learning something like English. Nobody, obviously not many people in
Yes,
Germany
exactly.
speak English.
Yes, especially in this age, he didn't see the use of learning that.
Yes,
so
but now
since we're traveling, you have to use it every day.
Yes.
And he just starts talking like you hear. It's
Yes. And now I learn really good English.
Yes.
Because if I don't know a word, I go to Andrea, my mother, and
now you go to the smartphone and check it.
Right. Self-directed learning.
Yes.
So.
If Andrea don't know, then I do like that.
Yeah.
Andrea herself is improving her English because it's so rusty and she has to learn so many words. But
yeah.
it's getting better and better.
Yep. Okay. Have you learned any other languages either of you since you started traveling?
No.
Okay, just English.
Yeah, because it's 5 months it's now. So I'm still busy with learning good English.
Yeah.
So
of course.
no other languages.
So where have you traveled so far?
We started, as I told you, what was the English name? Maldives.
Oh, the Maldives. Yeah.
Maldives, and from Maldives we went to Sri Lanka,
Mm-hmm.
of course, because it's very close. And from there to India. And in India we spent the most of our time now. It was 4 months. No, 3 months, sorry.
3
months in India.
4 months.
Yeah, and after our visa was gone, so we came here to Malaysia.
Yeah, okay.
Now we are here for 3 months, I think, and I don't know where we will go after Malaysia. We will see that.
Yeah.
As I told you, I'm not making any plans because it's not working for me to plan something.
Yeah. When you make plans, things just don't go according to plan.
Yeah, exactly. And it doesn't make sense to me because life changes at every moment or every day. Everything can change. So why making plans? Just go with the flow, or however you can call this. Yeah.
Yeah. So do you think this has been an educational experience for you as well?
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
How
That
so?
was my main motivation to do that, because I knew it's a perfect way for me to grow, and that's for me that's the most important thing in my life, growing. So traveling is a wonderful way to grow and face things and face your fears. And I think when you're traveling and leave everything behind, you have to face a lot of fears.
Yeah.
So, but it's good doing that.
Yeah. So before you left, I imagine like a lot of people probably told you that it was impossible, or that you're gonna like expose yourself to a lot of danger or something like that. Did a lot of people tell you that?
Oh, that was very interesting because absolutely not.
Wow.
It was really interesting. Even my parents, who are elderly people right now, they're about 70 both. So, but both of them were really, really proud and gave me all their support and say, wow, it's so cool what you are doing, and we will support you in any way we can.
Wow.
And all of my friends told me, wow, that's so cool that you are doing this, because they saw how frustrated Lian was with his school, and so they all thought it's a pretty good idea doing that.
Yes.
Okay.
There was only one person, I think. She like that, like you told, like, oh, it's dangerous and this and this and this can happen to you both, and of course there are always people thinking like that. But
Yes. Yeah, that's great. Well, I do notice how Lian seems so confident walking around the place, and he'll wander away from you, and it doesn't bother him or you at all. You just let him go.
Yes, it was always like that.
Right.
In Germany, it was the same.
Okay. You can't be controlled, Lian.
No, I don't want to control him.
No.
Absolutely not.
Yes.
I think it's great if he is like that and if he explores everything around him on his own.
Yes.
It's very important for children. Of course, Asia is not the typical place or the best place for doing that because the people here are very scared about everything. So it's not common here to just let your children walk around like that. So sometimes it's funny situations and sometimes we have a little bit of trouble because of that, like in India, when he decided to make how do you call it, like a treasure hunt, So I was taking a shower and he left a piece of paper, a notice where he wrote, "You can find me at the theater." And half an hour later I found this paper and Lian was gone. And he just started walking around in this city in India without shoes, without t-shirt. And of course he didn't find the theater, so he lost his way. And I was walking around everywhere searching for him, and later the police picked him up. And for him it was very funny. So we had some funny situations also, but nothing terrible. Jan, lass es bitte nicht stören. Ja. Komm neben mich. Wir möchten dich auch drauf haben auf dem Video. Okay.
Ich komme immer rüber.
Ja. Take a seat.
More English, please.
Sorry.
That's interesting how you say you've always had that parenting style, like Lian can do whatever he wants and just wander around or whatever. I think probably when we were growing up, maybe the world was a little more like that, like parents thought, kids go play in the street and that's completely normal. But nowadays, I think people get more afraid. At least that's how it seems. If you pay attention to certain media, especially in the United States, people get very worried and have to control their children at all times.
Andrea, if I was at the beach, don't talk to anybody.
Right. Stranger danger.
All the people telling him, don't talk to anybody, don't
look
left, don't look to the right,
now
just go straight on and don't
talk to anybody.
Wenn es stört, lass das jetzt sein, okay? Komm hier, take a seat.
Ich bin halt der Witz.
Ja.
Lass es mich mal machen.
Nee, das weiß ich, dass das stört. Nee, das stört nicht. Okay.
Yeah.
Das ist doch das Beste vom Video.
Yeah, that's why you shouldn't watch TV and listen to the social media stuff because it's made for making the people fear of everything.
Yeah.
Because people who have fear are much more easier to control and to be manipulated.
Yes, manipulated. Yes.
Yes.
But if I'm watching Mrs. and Mr. Smith, then it's no problem.
Oh, right. You can watch violent films and nobody complains, but if you play football in the street, then people get scared. Yeah. Right. Yeah. It's a weird contradiction. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So, how did you What made you develop that attitude of just letting Lian do whatever he wants, or was there something in your life that guided you to that? Like, is something you realized, or you've just always been like that and you thought that was natural?
Yes, I think for me it's very natural because I was a lucky one because my parents were like this too. I had lots of freedom as a child and as you told, I was playing outside all the time and nobody told me ever you have to be home at whenever, and they were really relaxed about all these things, and so for me it was normal to be like that too. And the other thing is that Lian, it's not possible to control him. He makes his just special, that was the thing why he didn't fit in the school system.
Yes, yes.
It's absolutely not possible to control him, and I appreciate that in a way.
Yes.
Because I was like him too when I was a child. I just want to jump around and climb on trees and all that, and I never wanted to sit in a classroom and listen what the teacher is telling me. But in the end, I was how do you say it? Tamed.
Right.
Yeah, like tamed, and I was really afraid going to school, and I had no other choice. I had to, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, and with Lian, it was absolutely not possible. He had so much. He struggled so much with his teacher, and they had so much. Let's see, I'm losing this
one. Antagonism.
Yeah, no. When you having trouble with somebody, he has so much trouble with his teacher, and
my teacher has trouble with me.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, and he disturbed the lessons and all of these things, so it was really not possible to let him go to school.
Yes.
It wasn't possible to control him, and and for me it sounds crazy, but it was a little bit like I was proud. Yeah, really.
Yeah, well, I would think so.
Because I saw, he has his own head, and I never wanted him to be normal and to do what everybody does, and just be aware what he wants to do, and give him the possibility to do that. So if he prefers climbing on a tree or playing football, he should have the possibility to do that.
Yes.
So all the people are always afraid, like, oh, what will happen to your child when he doesn't have a good education, and if he doesn't learn this or that. But in the end, I heard somebody saying that after school, after you finished 13 years of school, in 1 year you forgot nearly 95% of all you've ever learned in these 13 years of school.
Right.
So that's really crazy, and so we send our children to school, and
they learn these abstractions and things that don't really relate to practical life.
Yeah, they don't have a relation to daily life and to things what they really need, just interact with other people, or being grateful for what you have, or learn to figure things out by themselves, or
problem solving.
Yeah, and all these things. So that's much more important to me than learning
algebra.
Yeah. And traveling is a perfect way to learn all these things.
Yes.
Yes, to face so many things, and to so many situations he has to. Is that one?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay,
Yes.
Yeah.
And I can really watch him growing, and it's wonderful to see that.
Yes.
That these 5 months, he was growing much more than in 3 years of school. So that's really cool for me to see.
Yes. Well, Lian, you seem very happy, and well, not right now. You look staring into the distance. In general, you seem very happy, and like you're enjoying life and just having a good time. Yeah, it's good. It's wonderful to see, and it seems like your confidence is going to open up a lot of opportunities for you. But do you have like people will say, oh, well, what are you going to do, like when you need to go to university or something like that? Do you ever think about that, or it's not important to you?
No, I don't need to go to school.
Yeah, no school, no university.
No school.
Right. And what do you have like goals in life, like things you want to accomplish, or dreams, or you just yeah.
Irgendwelche Ziele oder Träume im Leben hast, die du erreichen willst, oder ob du schon dir Gedanken gemacht hast, was du mal machen willst später?
No. Okay. Well, that's fine. I mean, you're kind of living the dream, traveling the world.
Yes, no,
yeah.
I don't have dreams, but the next time I think it's a little bit difficult for me to be without a home, without friends which I can speak her language and yes.
Okay. Yeah. So you're living this great life traveling, but there is some downsides to it, some negatives.
Yes, but it's also nice to travel the world. It's also very, very cool.
Yes.
So everything has both sides, no?
Yes.
Yeah.
And maybe if your English becomes better and better, you find friends who you can talk to.
Yes.
In their language, in English. But still, you're missing the German friends.
Yeah. So, what would you say to people who are considering doing something like this? Like if they're in a similar situation to you, where they have limiting beliefs, or they're afraid of taking the plunge.
The most important thing, I think, is that you should be aware that wherever you go, you take your limitations and your beliefs with you. So wherever you go, even if you are in paradise, you will have the same limitations and the same beliefs, and you will have the same problems everywhere. So anyway, if you feel the need to do that, because it's making you grow, then do it. That was, in my case, it was like that. I knew that before, that wherever I go, I have to face several things. But I also knew that that for me, it's important to do that to grow, and that's my main topic. Just to grow more and more and more, and traveling is a wonderful way of doing that. But you have to face your fears and your limitations wherever you go. So you can sit in paradise and you will have the same problems as you had before.
Right. So you're saying like traveling around the world seems great, and it seems like this high ideal, but it isn't going to cure everything.
No, absolutely not.
To...
It's no cure.
Yeah.
It's fascinating and it's wonderful, and but of course it's leading you in exactly this struggles and problems you have to face everywhere and anyhow. So there is no. It's not about now I start traveling and everything is wonderful. It will not work like this.
Cool.
So many people think okay, you're traveling, you're living this dream, and yeah, it's a kind of dream, but and I'm very grateful for that, for being able to do that.
Yes.
But as you said, there is another side too.
Yeah. Okay, that's good. That's good. That's a good balanced, nuanced view. Yeah. And what do you do for money? Have you sorted that out, or are you still living on savings? Or?
Yeah, that's my personal challenge with the money. Because as I told you, I didn't start with much money, so we had a little bit of savings. But now the savings are gone, and I have to face now this problem. How to, or I won't call it a problem, because I'm not willing to make a problem out of it. That will not help. So I have to find. I have to find a way to get some income. So I ever wanted to be a writer. So that's what I started. I started writing a children's book. So it's finished now, and I'm just doing the illustrations. And yeah, writing, especially writing. I love to write. I have a blog, but that's not for getting some income. That's just for fun.
Yeah.
But I have this idea to paint a lot because I love painting really much. So I had this idea, maybe I can create an online shop and selling some paintings, and so there are some ideas, and I will check this out how it will work, and yeah, and we have a little income. It's about Lian's dad. He has to pay his
child support.
Yes, so it's very less. So yeah, it's a challenge for me to find a new way to get some income.
Yep, good. Oh, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, because there are a lot of ways these days that people can use their creative talents to make money, selling paintings and prints.
Yes. I'm really grateful for being in this situation, because it's like a wake-up call for me, you know. Just you don't have to work for somebody else from 9 to 5 to earn some money. You can do your own thing, create something with your mind, with your spirit, with your heart. Create something, and there will always be people who love what you do and who are interested in what you do. But yeah, you just have to start, because I think everybody has special talents, and everybody does the things on his own way, and only he can do it like that. So it's unique. Yeah, and you just have to find out what is your talent and what you love to do, and find a way to give it, to offer it to the people in a good way, I think.
Yes.
So, but about this I can't talk very much or say very much. Sorry, because I'm just in the beginning of that. It's a process starting now.
Well, that's great too, because it kind of shows like you can start living like this, and you might not have everything figured out. You won't know exactly how it will work, but you just begin.
Yeah, you begin, and then you meet people telling you about Airbnb or Workaway, where you can get a free accommodation and work for 3 or 4 hours a day, and also there is work and travel, or how do you call this, with pet sitter.
Pet sitters.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Trusted house sitters. I think it's called like that.
Okay.
So you can go there, and you don't have to pay something. You live in a house and take care for the people's pets while they are on holiday.
Yeah.
So that's another cool way to travel around in the world with low budget, very low budget. So it's absolutely possible.
Yep.
To do that. So you don't have to be a millionaire to travel around the world. That's what I always thought. You have to be a millionaire. You have to be really much money. Yeah.
Yes.
So that's not the case.
Yeah, well, it's getting cheaper these days. I mean, even flights seem to be getting cheaper every few years. And, yeah, it's pretty amazing what you can do with a few $1,000s or something like that.
Yeah, and if you are not traveling all the time, for example, you stay for a longer time at one place. So of course it will be cheaper than always booking flights and go from here to there. And also I think it's not very economic to do that. So I don't want to fly all the time. Just be 1 week there, and 1 week there, and 1 week there. So because I want to really to know the people in a country. And therefore you have to stay for a longer while. Just to learn the people and the country, the culture.
Let's finish it there. Thanks, Lian. Thanks, Andrea.
Welcome. It's a pleasure. Yes.
Go ahead. Yeah. Press that same button.
Okay.